I'm Brianna, and you're watching Dontaes Boxing Nation.
Oh, big left from Chukhazhian. Loving left from Boots again, and he almost went down.
Good shots to the body, not forgetting the body. Boots beating up Chukhazhian right now.
Dontaes Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So this is another one of those good news and bad news videos. The good news for Jaron Ennis is he has finally got Chukhazhian out of the way. He beat him for a second time, and he will no longer have to fight him again. Jaron, he won a 12-round unanimous decision. He knocked down Karen, and I don't believe anyone at 147 will be as tough of a challenge as Chukhazhian was. Now, the bad news is this fight reaffirms, not confirms, but reaffirms that Jaron Ennis is not ready for a Terrence Crawford. And the truth is, he most likely will never be. And it wasn't just a Chukhazhian fight, because I told you guys after the Avanesian fight, that confirmed that Jaron Ennis was not ready for a Crawford. And that's not that bad of a thing to not be ready for Crawford, because not only is Terrence Crawford the best fighter in the world, he's pound for pound one of the greatest fighters ever. Now, before I talk about Jaron Ennis' future, I want to give Chukhazhian his credit, because this was more of Chukhazhian being a much, much better fighter than we thought he was, as opposed to it just being a bad Jaron Ennis performance. Because Karen, he was able to punch with Jaron Ennis and use angles at the same time. He was extremely defensively responsible and very accurate with his punches. Now, and I've already told you guys, when it comes to Black American fighters, because they are so gifted and talented and have been dominating the sport since the inception, the standards are set much higher for a Black American fighter. That even old media is not used to seeing imperfections when it comes to American fighters. I mean, you seldomly see American prospects get knocked down. You don't see them get hit too often, at least the majority of them, not all of them. Just to give you some contrast, after this fight with Jaron Ennis, Chris Mannix, he interviewed Jaron and he said, you know, in your last two fights, you got hit a lot more than you usually do. Is that something you got to work on, and how can you fix that problem? Which, by the way, is absolutely true. I completely agree with what Chris Mannix said. This is why I said that he would not ever be ready for a Terrence Crawford. But after Vergil Ortiz got knocked down by Boachak in his last fight and got hit way, way more than Jaron Ennis, which was a fight on DAZN, the commentators in the post-fight interview, they didn't say to him or ask him, do you think you need to work on your defense because you got hit so much? Because the bar is set so much lower when you're not Black, and imperfections are expected. When Vergil Ortiz gets hit a lot, it's called exciting. It's called the fight of the year. I still remember when Gennady Golovkin, he fought Willie Monroe, and he got hit a lot in that fight, just like Jaron Ennis got hit in this fight. And after that fight, they were saying that Golovkin, he was getting hit so much on purpose just to show how good his chin was. Matter of fact, not just after the fight, during the fight, the commentators were actually saying this when they were calling the fight, the HBO commentators. So with that all being said, now let's talk about Jaron Ennis' future. And I just want to say one more thing about Chukhazhian. Now, this is something I didn't know until recently, but apparently Chukhazhian, he had 3 wins in a row, and he knocked out 2 of his last 3 opponents after he lost to Ennis. And one of the guys that he stopped was a good fighter by the name of Pietro Rossetti. He had 1 loss on his record by split decision. He had beat some undefeated fighters, and Chukhazhian was the first person to stop him. So I think the criticism of the first fight with Ennis, it really brought out the best of Chukhazhian. Now let's get back to Ennis. Like I told you guys before, I truly don't believe that there's going to be an opponent or a challenge as tough as Chukhazhian was for Ennis in this fight we just watched this weekend. And just to make it clear, I'm not saying a Mario Barrios fight will be easy, but it will definitely be easier than a Chukhazhian fight. And when it comes to Stanionis, he had no interest in fighting Jaron Ennis at all. But now, after this Chukhazhian rematch, he might even be willing to get in the ring with Jaron Ennis. But when it comes to Brian Norman, the way he's been talking, I don't think he's going to be willing to try to unify and fight Ennis, which means then Ennis will most likely have to go up to 154. Let's see how it all plays out. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.